Hello, everyone, and welcome to What's Up Wednesday. I'm Amy, and every Wednesday I come on to answer our clients' questions of the week, but this week's a little bit different. I'm actually going to be sharing something personally, and in all reality, this is actually a pretty difficult share for me because it's allowing me to be very vulnerable and sharing with you some of the struggles that I've been going through. So, about 2 months ago, I really started to lose hope and was struggling with a lot of feelings that I had failed. I had failed myself, I had failed as a therapist, but I wanted to come on today to start to share with you what I learned through that process, hoping that it will help many of you through your own healing journeys. So, just a quick backstory about 6 months ago, I entered my own healing journey. I had hand surgery to correct a finger that kept dislocating over the past 30 years. So I knew going into this was going to be a 3 to 6 month recovery. Well, I can be happy to say that last Thursday was my 6 month recovery date, and I'm still recovering. I'm still healing. It has been an extremely challenging and difficult journey for me, both physically and mentally. And about 2 to 3 months ago, I remember talking to my surgeon, and I remember taking kind of a step back and thinking about something that he had said. You know, I was really committed to my own care and doing my own self-treatment on a daily basis, but I continued to struggle with, excuse me, with getting my range of motion back. I continued to struggle daily with swelling, and this started to weigh really heavily on me because I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. And I also took into consideration what the surgeon had said to me. So I really started to lose hope. I started to lose my motivation and settle into the thought that this was just how it was going to be. I started to struggle with that feeling that I was failing myself. I should have been able to do better. By all means, I'm a therapist. I should have been able to do better therapy and get my finger better. But what I've learned over these last few months is, number one, little fingers are a pain, a pain in the butt to rehab. You can do everything right, but there's a high percentage of us that don't rehab well. We don't get our range of motion back. But when I went into surgery, I had a completely different vision because my surgeon told me, oh, I've never had anyone not get their range of motion back. This should have been a little bit of a yellow flag for me. But hearing those words gave me the hope, the confidence, and the motivation that this was my surgeon, because my hands are my life. I use my hands every single day to do my job. So what I realized through this journey was there's many gaps in the medical system, and it's a challenging and navigating process. And I'm really realizing and having a lot more empathy for my clients who are dealing with this on a very chronic basis, that are going through and having to navigate this journey on their own. It is challenging. And I want to share with you some of the tips that I have learned as I've been navigating my own journey to hopefully help you navigate through the process yourself. So the first one that I have for everyone is we need to be our own advocates. Do your research. Look up what the doctors are recommending, what your condition is. Find out as much information as you can. Also, who do you know that you can ask questions? Who do you know that you can find out more about the experience that they've had through this? And ask in this group. This group is a great place for you to ask those questions and get some of the answers that you may need or are striving for. I fortunately had a colleague who is a certified hand therapist that gave me a lot of insight at the beginning. So she helped me navigate that initial part of the journey, as well as I reached out to her recently as I've been struggling to find out more information. So always see who do you know that can also help you. And then as we're advocating for ourselves, prepare yourself for each and every visit that you have. Prepare a list of questions, write them down, and make sure that you're getting those answers for all the questions that you have throughout your own journey. Number two, as much as we want to advocate for ourselves, number two is I want you to be speaking up. Speak up to your doctor, speak up to your therapist. Now, I know that this is going to be an extremely challenging one for many of you. If you are feeling like you're struggling, Share it. Share what you are struggling with your medical providers. If something doesn't feel right to you, if you are getting a guttural reaction and it just doesn't feel right, question it. And as you're going through this journey, make sure that you're learning from the experience. Learn from how are you asking the questions? How are you voicing your needs? And are you being clear with them? Because this is a learning experience for all of us as well. And as you're going through it, if you don't feel like you are being heard, if you don't feel like they're taking the time to answer your questions, keep searching for someone who will listen to you. My experience with this is recently I reached out to my surgeon and I wanted to go through another series of occupational therapy. So I wanted an order. I wanted a different set of eyes taking a look at my fingers, see what I was missing. And I wanted to try a different form of therapy that I had found is highly successful for people with flexure contractures, which I had developed. And my surgeon, without even addressing kind of my concerns, told me, no, you need to come in, we need to do a manipulation. Well, I wasn't open to that. And so I shared with him that if he wanted me to schedule a visit so I could share my concerns on why I wasn't wanting a manipulation, I'd be happy to do that. He only would do the manipulation and then he would do the therapy that I was looking for. He wasn't hearing my concerns. He wasn't open to listening to me. So I made a difficult decision to leave my surgeon. And I found a doctor that was open to listening to me. So I'm happy to say that 1 week now into treatment, my hope has returned. I feel empowered again because I'm getting results that I've been striving for. And so I want you to not be afraid to make those difficult decisions and do those things that are right for you. Never feel like you're being told what to do, or because we should always be a part of that process. We should always be able to ask our questions and to feel like we are being heard throughout our healing journey. But also know that healing isn't a linear path. There's going to be challenges. It can be a big old pain in the butt. But if you feel like you are losing hope, you're starting to get frustrated, you are struggling, I want you to remember to definitely advocate for yourself. Speak up loudly. And I want you to keep going because there is someone or something out there that can help you. And please don't forget about this group. This group is a safe and supportive space for you to share, ask your questions, and get the support that you need. Our members in this group are wonderful. They are a mix of therapists as well as people going through different stages of their own healing journeys. So that's a great place to post and ask for support and questions. And as always, if you do have any questions, you can definitely send an email or comment, and we'd be happy to go ahead and answer them. But if you have specific questions regarding self-care, please don't hesitate to ask because you may see our answer in an upcoming What's Up Wednesday. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and I will see you next Wednesday.